We're going to explain how to resolve the jakarta.mail.Provider com.sun.mail.imap.IMAPProvider not a subtype error in Spring Boot. This error typically pops up when your Spring Boot application uses the Java Mail API to connect to an IMAP email server, but it can't find the correct provider. The core issue is a class path conflict or a missing dependency. Here's a step-by-step guide to fix it. 1. Verify your dependencies. The first step is to check your pom.xml if you're using Maven, or bill.gradle if you're using Gradle file. Ensure you have the correct Java Mail dependency included. You should not directly include com.sun.mail.imap. Instead, use the Jakarta Mail API dependency. For Maven, it would look something like this. Dependency group, jakarta.mail, group ID artifact, jakarta.mail API, artifact ID version 2.0.1 version, dependency. For Gradle, it would be similar. Implementation jakarta.mail, jakarta.mail API 2.0.1. Note that the version number might need adjusting depending on your project's needs. Make sure there aren't any conflicting dependencies that might be pulling in an older version of Java Mail. 2. Check for conflicting dependencies. Sometimes, other libraries in your project might bring in their own versions of Java Mail, causing the conflict. Carefully review your dependencies and look for any other libraries that include javax mail or com.sun.mail. If you find such dependencies, you might need to exclude the conflicting Java Mail versions. For example, in Maven, you can exclude transitive dependencies using the exclusions tag within your dependency declaration. If you discover a conflict, you would update your dependency declaration to exclude the unwanted Java Mail components. 3. Clean and rebuild your project. After making changes to your dependencies, always clean and rebuild your project. This ensures that your build system correctly resolves all dependencies and removes any stale cached files that might be causing the problem. In Maven, use mven clean install, and for Gradle, use pa-shash Gradle clean build. 4. Ensure you're using the correct Java Mail version. The error often arises from incompatibility between different Java Mail versions. Always verify that the version of the Jakarta Mail API you use is compatible with your other libraries and the Java version used by your application. It's advisable to use the latest stable version. 5. Check your IDE settings. Sometimes, IDEs, like IntelliJ IDEA or Eclipse, can cache dependencies or have their own internal dependency management. In such cases, try invalidating the caches and restarting your IDE. This can help resolve issues related to incorrect class path resolution. 6. Inspect your code. While less likely to be the primary cause of this specific error, reviewing your email configuration code is a good practice. Ensure that you're correctly setting up your email properties, host, port, username, password, and that there are no typos or other coding errors in the relevant parts of your code. By following these steps, you should be able to diagnose and fix the jakarta.mail.Provider, com.sun.mail.imap.IMAPProvider not a subtype error in your Spring Boot application. Remember to always consult the official documentation for the libraries you're using for the most accurate and up-to-date